Today is Wednesday, May the 13th, and I'm going to give you an update on what it's like out there, right now. Well, as far as what it's like to be a field agent selling final expense during the pandemic. I'm also going to give you some information on how our final expense live transfers are working and what you can do to get some for like $25 each. Oh, we're also giving away a free final expense telesales presentation when you do place your first order of transfers with us. And I'm also going to discuss 3 types of agents that I usually speak with and pretty much every day, and why only one of them has a chance to be successful. All of this and more coming up right after this. I'm Douglas Massi, and if you're in the need of final expense sales training, I suggest you watch our playlist called FE Training 101, where we cover pretty much everything. I mean, at least everything from how to door knock leads to basic objections, how to deal with and overcome final expense objections. Before we get started, please smash down on the like button so YouTube will keep sharing our wonderful and amazing content across the universe. And if you're new to Final Expense Trainer, please subscribe. Well, actually, it's mandatory, so do so now. We're putting out new videos every single week. So good news, guys. Things are opening back up. Yesterday, Mariana, my wife, ended up at that store. I think it's called Restoration Hardware. Apparently, we're getting a new $10,000 chandelier. When I was traveling, selling on Friday, it looked like things were completely back to normal in at least a couple of the smaller towns that we usually travel to and work in. There was lots of traffic, and I noticed like this one park that had been off limits for the past couple of months, it was now open. People were out there hanging out. So the signs are there that things are heading towards normality. Not that things will ever actually be normal ever again. If you're one of those people suffering from what we call paralysis by analysis, guess what? It's time to get back out in the field, stop making excuses, and go sell some final expense insurance. Here's some good news. We've been working our final expense live transfer leads for, it's got to be around 6 to 7 weeks now. And most agents are having really good success with them. Closing rates are right around 20% to over 30% for the real talented agents. Right now, we're selling them at an introductory price, so you can shoot me an email if you'd like an order form with the pricing, and I'll even send you a telephone sales presentation script with your first order. So there are 3 types of agents that we speak with every day. The first is the agent who basically suffers from that paralysis by analysis thing I mentioned earlier. This is the guy who asks a lot of questions, but never really does anything. Now, we've had a few people who've called me during the pandemic that I've actually spoke with in the past, at least within the past few years. And, when I asked them, hey, what happened? What'd you end up doing? Did you end up going somewhere else? They either did end up going somewhere else and basically didn't really sell much, if anything. In other words, well, they quit. Or they never moved forward in any attempt whatsoever to sell final expense insurance. And now they're kicking it around again. The second is the agent who does sign up and says they're committing to their final expense sales business, but you know what? They're really not all in. They usually start with the minimum amount of the cheapest leads possible and pretty much don't really give their business even close to what it takes to be successful. They usually set limitations on how hard they're going to work and how far they're willing to travel. And this is the agent that usually ends up quitting within a few weeks. And third is the agent who actually gives their final expense sales business everything they've got and even more. This is the agent who can often be very successful at our business. I mean, the type of person that has no problem begging, borrowing, or even stealing the money necessary in order to start their business. And they usually commit to buying like 30 or 40 leads every single week and are 110% all in. They give their heart and soul to their success, and if they fail, no big deal. They push through and they use their failures to spring themselves forward until they do see the type of success that they're actually seeking. So which agent are you? The one who asks a lot of questions over and over but doesn't do anything? The agent that gives it a try but doesn't really go all in? Or the agent who is willing to do whatever it takes to be super successful at final expense sales? We've got a lot of sayings in our industry. Here's one. 10% of the agents write 90% of the business. So what are you willing to do for your success? Maybe ask yourself 2 questions. Am I okay with being average? How far am I actually willing to go to be successful? For more information on joining our final expense sales team, or if you'd like to purchase some leads or live transfers, just shoot me an email at doug@ufesonline.com. Remember, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, pretty much everything will usually fall right into place. Now, get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.